Aaron here with Ultraliminal Consulting. Are you ready to be exceptional at your work? Are you ready to be a leader? Not sure how to get there? That's okay. This is for you. The big thing to remember when we're talking about discipline and disciplining ourselves as leaders is yes, discipline does equal freedom, but really discipline, the way that I think of it is discipline is consistency across time, across things that are really challenging. So things that you really don't care to do, things you don't want to do, but they're just part of the process, right? It's how the sausage is made. And so the way you comport yourself through those iterations over time is where you build the endurance and the fortitude and the calluses um, on yourself and also with your team, because your team gets to see you go through these processes. They get to see how you act, and then you get to work with them on how they increase their discipline, how they behave, and how they execute. And so these things are important because then when things really, really go south, you've got a solid team to rely on. You yourself have you're solid to rely on yourself. And that sounds kind of odd because you think like, well, I rely on myself every day. But you know you, and you know for you when things start getting to certain places, where do you feel tempted to take a shortcut? Where do you feel tempted to put a knee down? Where do you feel tempted to just let things go and pass that you shouldn't? And so by having discipline to make sure you enforce those boundaries and enforce those standards across time, you then build the muscle memory in place to where when things go really south or things are going really bad, you don't have to think about it. You just execute on it and you just do it. And it's there because you have it. Because why? You had the discipline to practice that when things were good and when things weren't super horrible. Things are super horrible, things aren't going very well. You have the endurance and fortitude to do the things that are right, even when generally speaking, you don't want to. And that talks a lot about you and your character, talks about a lot about you, your team, and their character. And those are the things we want. That's what discipline allows us to do. And so when you start thinking about those things, especially in your day-to-day work, just the little things, doesn't have to be anything big. That's where it counts. Do the hard stuff. Make the hard decisions. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just little things every day. But make sure you're setting that example. Make sure you're setting those foundations so that way when you do need them, they're there and you can rely on them because you've already set the frameworks in place. So remember, discipline is consistency across time in your efforts, particularly on things that you don't care for or want to do. Till next time.